Hey everyone, and welcome to this edition of JaxParks TV. I'm Garrett Teague.
And I'm Pam Roman. We are here every month bringing you the latest and greatest information about your parks.
Yep, and recently there was a new addition to our whopping 300 plus parks that we already have.
Whopping, I like that word. As a matter of fact, we already have the largest urban park system in the nation, and we're adding to that. Earlier this month, Mayor Alvin Brown and others celebrated the grand opening of Seaton Creek Historic Preserve. Let's take a look.
With the snip of the scissors and a cheer from the crowd, Seaton Creek Historic Preserve officially opened for visitors. City and environmental leaders, history enthusiasts, and other residents all turned out on March 3rd to celebrate the event. The park's opening marks another success for Mayor Brown's People Parks Connection.
We have great parks in our city, and this is another opportunity for people to come out and kayak and canoe, horseback riding, bike riding, all the things that make a city so great. And opening this park is an example of our commitment as the Brown administration, really making sure we give people an opportunity to enjoy Mother Nature.
The preserve includes 3 trails, 3 creeks, a kayak landing, benches, and parking. That means you can come out and hike, bike, or ride horses, picnic, or just relax, making the spot an ideal location for getting back in touch with nature.
Oh, but this is just such a beautiful piece of property. I can't wait to share it with everybody. I've actually been out here already horseback riding with my family, but bike riding, just walking, it's just a gorgeous piece of property.
The site is also believed to have a significant place in American history.
Well, this site is the southernmost battle of the Revolutionary War. As an important historic event, it is identified specifically in our national park legislation as a site to be protected.
The city purchased the property in 2012 using a $5.3 million Forest Legacy grant and $1.7 million from city funds.
This is a tremendous asset that could have easily been developed into condominiums, homes, what have you, and all the stars kind of aligned and allowed the city of Jacksonville to acquire it as a preservation park. And so we're going to keep it just the way God made it from here on out.
Joining us today is UNF student and JaxParks intern Dina Cole. Welcome, Dina.
Thank you, Garrett.
Now, if you don't have the March Madness spirit yet, this next piece just may change that.
I took to the courts to cover JaxParks Youth Basketball League and the benefits. For these kids, it's more than just a game. JaxParks' Youth Basketball League gives all kids a chance to be a star on the court, no matter the skill level. This league plays at different community centers throughout the week and has divisions for kids as young as 5 and as old as 18. Dribbling, shooting, passing. You name it, and these coaches work on it with them. And with their families cheering them on, these games can get pretty exciting. But for these kids, it's more than just a game. This is where they make their friends and come together as a team. Coach Wilcox describes how the Youth Basketball League benefits everyone.
It's all positive, it's nothing negative, and we're just trying to instill in them a way of enjoying life and excelling in anything that they do, whether it be sports, academics, or whatever that they choose to do.
And with March Madness right around the corner, this league is kicking it off right with their own tournament, one they have every season. While this league is for the kids, the parents and coaches get in on the action too.
I love working with kids, working with the youth, and also gives me a chance to give back to the community and to the young people, because when I was growing up, it wasn't programs like this available. Now that the city is offering this type of program, it uplifts me, it gives me great joy to participate in it.
Nothing is wrong with a little friendly competition. So, to keep your kids active and in the parks, get them involved in youth sports.
Let's watch the latest edition of Gene's Nature Notes, where we're going to learn about an animal that's slippery, scaly, and Gene would say cute. Just a note for those who have an aversion to snakes, be prepared for some up-close footage.
Welcome. I'm Jean Schubert, Parks Naturalist Supervisor with JaxParks, and we're here today at the Nature Center at Tilly K. Fowler Regional Park with another edition of Nature Notes. It's our way of helping you learn about the wonders of nature. Now, last episode we talked about constricting snakes of Northeast Florida. Today we're going to go a little further and talk about the non-constricting snakes, which includes venomous snakes. And we're going to throw in a couple of snakes that are a long way from home. But first, let's review what makes a snake a snake. Snakes are reptiles with scaly skin, no eyelids, no ears, no legs. They shed their skin periodically, and they're found throughout Florida. As you may recall, constricting snakes wrap their body around what they're trying to turn into lunch. Non-constricting snakes just grab with their mouth and swallow down. And some non-constricting snakes have venom that they inject into their prey. Let's take a look at one of our local non-constricting snakes right now. First off, we have a rough green snake. He looks small, but he's a full-grown adult. They're called rough because there's a little raised line down the middle of every scale called a keel. And they have something going on for them that helps them in the wild. It's called counter shading. They're darker on the top and lighter on the bottom. Squirrels and sharks and other animals have that counter shading as well to hide from predators and from prey. When snakes get ready to shed, their eyes go cloudy. We call that being opaque. And then a few days after, they shed their skin. This is his from a few days ago. Well, let's take a look at another snake. We have a pair of eastern garter snakes here at the Nature Center. Like the rough green snake, they have keeled scales, but they come in a variety of patterns and colors. They get to be about 3 foot long on average and are found everywhere in Florida. Now, they may be prone to biting, but as a defense, they will spray out a musk, which is really smelly, but not near dangerous like the venom of a venomous snake. Let's talk about those next. The venomous snakes are non-constricting snakes that use venom injected into their prey using specialized fangs. In Florida, there are 6 species of venomous snakes. We have the coral snake with those famous colors of red, black, and yellow. We've got the diamondback rattler, which is the largest, the canebrake rattlesnake, the pygmy rattlesnake, which is the smallest, the copperhead, and the water moccasin. The copperhead's not in Northeast Florida, but keep an eye out for all the others when you're on the trail. You're not likely to see them, but it's always good to be aware. Now we're going to take a look at some of the exotic snakes that we have here in the Nature Center. Back in the 70s, snakes became popular as pets, many of them coming from other countries. Before you do that nowadays, you need to make sure that you're in compliance with the state and federal laws, as well as your local laws. This little guy, he came from Kenya. He's a sand boa. He's got special adaptations for his life in the sand. His upper lip folds over the lower lip, so that when he burrows down in the sand, he won't get the sand in his mouth. And you'll notice his tail looks very much like his head. So while he's going down into the sand, any predator coming over might think that that's his head and they won't attack him. Beautiful little guy. Now, even though he's small, he is full grown. Aren't you? Yeah. So should we take a look at another exotic snake? Let me get one for you now. This guy is a long way from home as well. It's the royal python, more commonly known as the ball python, because of the habit of curling up into a tight ball when they feel threatened. He's actually from the West Africa area where the grasslands and the forests are, and he hunts at nighttime. And to help him do that, he has heat-sensing pits around his upper lip. They can get to be 6 foot long, but on average they top out at about 3.5 foot. Gorgeous, isn't he though? Look at that pattern. You can come to Tilly K. Fowler's Nature Center to visit Leo or the other captive snakes we featured today. And you can also go to JaxParks.com to find out more about our environmental education programs. And always tune in to JaxParks TV for more episodes of Nature Notes. In the meantime, I'll see you in the parks.
On our last show, we introduced you to our Spark in the Park campaign. By the way, Dina here created that campaign, and a lot of you sent in your parks-related love stories. But sadly, we could only feature one.
So here's the story of Dana and George and their unique Spark in the Park. Once upon a time, in a park in Jacksonville, one couple fell in love.
Every time we drive by that park, if I'm alone or with her, so when I'm alone, I hear her voice saying, "Oh, there's our special park." Today, Dana and George Brown share a home in Jacksonville, where we went to talk to them about their story. The rain falling lightly on the trees, and you could hear the rain on the leaves, and the sun was shining, and it was just a unique day. The day George is talking about is the day he asked Dana to be his wife. He proposed at River Oaks Park. And we couldn't resist taking them back to the spot where it all began, their Spark in the Park. This secluded park is located in Jacksonville's San Marco area. Its expansive trees and greenery truly make it a hidden treasure. They even had their wedding at this very same park, right under the tree where he proposed. And although it was a rainy day, nothing stopped this couple. Muddy and all, they tied the knot. Even to this day, they visit River Oaks Park as a reminder of their love for each other.
22 years has been the best 22 years of my life, and even with muddy shoes and everything else that has occurred in between time, I wouldn't trade it for anything in the world.
Well, that does it for this March edition of JaxParks TV.
So if you haven't already, please connect with us on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, Pinterest, Google+, and Instagram.
And if that isn't enough for you, you can go to JaxParks.com or JaxParksTV.com.
We can't wait to see you back here next time, but until then, we'll see you in the parks.
You guys ready? Awesome! It's the most violent finger point ever. You see, it's like 5, 4, 3,